isn't exactly what we had in mind.
What did you say your company's name was?
I just don't have time.
The timing's just not
doesn't
right
seem
to have the features
I need.
We're supplied.
No, it doesn't meet my need. Don't you have a cheaper
On
model?
price, I don't know
You
it.
can get a better deal.
Sorry, we're not. Wrong style. Color?
Great.
Sorry, no.
No, goodbye.
Bye.
You know, DeLon and Chuck, I don't think any of us like objections. We would all like to start our sales pitch and continue uninterrupted till we get the order. It's not reality. The fact of the matter is, objections do arise in every sales call.
Well, that's part of the selling process then. Objections is an integral part of the selling process. And it's not something you should run away from, but it's something you should anticipate and learn more about.
They really are positive if you think about it. Sometimes they appear negative and sometimes it's a little intimidating, but if you look at it as a way to get towards the close, they're very positive.
But you look as an objection as an opportunity, not as a problem.
Absolutely, absolutely. If they're not talking to you, you're in real trouble.
Well, Mr. Scott, I think I've explained our payroll system service completely. Any last questions? Oh, no. Well, Mr. Scott, I think I've covered everything. How do you feel about our proposal?
Well, I'll tell you what. The proposal is good based on the figures, but I'm just not sure I'm ready to make the jump right now.
I don't understand. Everything seemed in order at our last meeting. What's the problem?
Look, I know you've spent a lot of time on this, and you've covered everything completely. I appreciate that, and I understand your enthusiasm for this system. I think it's good, too. It's just that I don't want to rush into something, and...
If you could just tell me what it is that's bothering you, I'm sure...
No, everything's fine. It's just a little questionable on our side at the moment.
Questionable. Could you be a little more specific?
Look, I just need some more time. I'm sorry, I've got a meeting. Call my secretary and set up an appointment, okay?
Oh, I feel for her. Hidden objections are the worst.
Well, there's something here that's preventing her from getting the order. And the customer won't tell her what it is. It's buried.
And you can't let it sit there. You cannot let it go by.
No, but you notice that she did what you have to do, and that is she tried to flush it out. She tried to get him down to another level of specificity.
Well, you know, if a salesperson does not dig into the objection, the hidden objection, if they don't smoke it out or flush it out, the sale is over.
It virtually will stop the sale right there. You cannot let it stop the sale. You've got to keep going.
But you know, probably the best way to look at this type of hidden objection is from the standpoint of the customer's own point of view, to have the empathy of why. Why is he being reticent in bringing it out?
Why won't he place an order? There's something bothering him. He's very hesitant.
There's a problem. What is the problem? How can we hone in on that problem and solve it?
From the customer's point of view.
Right.
Hi. I'm Frank Thompson from Strideway. Thought you might be needing to restock. This Intersole has a great price advantage.
Watch out. Check what's going on with this customer. Look for the key to how he thinks.
Sir, this is the least expensive Intersole on the market. It's a better price than any of the competition can give you. You're not interested in saving money?
Get out of here.
No. Big mistake. Don't react. Don't give up either.
Good is good. You got eyes.
This is what we call workmanship.
That's right. Quality. How do you think I stay in business 27 years in the same location and the rent going up every year, huh?
You know, our company has a top quality, pure soft leather. I'm always afraid to present it because of the price. What do you think?
This isn't bad. Now you're talking my language. You want me to tell you about quality in shoe leather? Listen to me. If you haven't got quality, you haven't got a business.
Now there's the key. Understand the customer's point of view. Listen, and then learn to use the customer's language.
That salesman started out selling something that he wanted to sell, not something that the customer wanted to buy, and he created his own objection.
His reaction was pretty strong there. Luckily, he got in control and took the time to look around.
Well, there's a chance for him to get the vibes, because as he looked around the store, he began to get the idea that maybe price wasn't the problem.
It's all part of being a good detective. Learning to watch what's going on and pay attention to what's happening with your customer.
Well, he says the whole plan for a new payroll system sounds terrific. He has no trouble with the figures. He knows the equipment is good. This is all cover-up. He ends by saying it seems a little questionable for them now.
Questionable. That means nothing.
I know it. He's sold on the system. He is. But something's eating him. It's driving me nuts.
Have you qualified him?
Absolutely. I checked that first.
You've given him all the information he needs to make a decision.
All the latest features. Everything I thought was a selling point.
Why not just try to close this? Let me talk to him. Andrew, nice to talk to you. I'm delighted to hear that we may be working together. Kay tells me of your interest in our payroll system. One question, though. We are in the process of scheduling our computer system for the rest of the year. So I wondered if you could give me an approximate date when you want the payroll system up and running.
That's right. As a last resort, turn the objection around into a trial close. You can only learn from it.
Well, that's very flattering. But you say questionable. I don't quite understand.
Ask the customer to clarify the objection. In being specific, he may reveal something.
Andrew, we have a track record that doesn't quit. And look, I'd be happy to have some of our satisfied customers call and give you a rundown on how the payroll service... Oh, of course. Well, if there's anything I can do... Right. And bye-bye. You're right. He's hiding something. Got to find out what it is. Look, dig into the company history. See what you can find. It's worth a try. Okay?
Okay.
Good luck.
This is very frustrating because they're doing almost everything right. The customer is afraid. There's indecision there. What kind of questions do you ask?
Ask questions that cause the customer to talk, to describe, to define.
Well, then the specific questions that you might try are, we've tried to present a proposal to you. What's the problem?
Well,
what can we do?
Your questions should never be answered by a yes or no.
I think listening is the key. You can ask a lot of questions and restate the problem, getting the customer then to restate his answers, and then shut up and listen.
Because, you know, when we sell, we're in such a rush to talk that we start to answer our own questions and not allow the customer to do it. So we do have to listen, really listen.
Let me show you some advertising that we have in the planning stages.
Oh, that's okay. We just don't have the shelf space.
But our quality's superior.
Okay, but I just don't have enough space.
Well, how can you not have room for something that's superior to what you've got?
Don't confront him. Draw him out. Your job is to turn him around, not to fight with him.
Tell me something. You say shelf space. How do you allocate shelf space? It would help us a lot if I knew.
Ah, that's it. Ask questions, probe, and listen.
Well, we look for price. We look for steady suppliers, no glitches. We look for ad campaign tie-ins. Well, to tell you the truth, we are trying to improve our image. You know, we have to compete with the new gourmet specialty stores.
Well, then I assume you like the imports. Robertsons from England, Kilkenny's?
Well, yes, very much.
Well, maybe you'd be interested in a set of display graphics that we're planning. Now, it works with the label and points out that we here are import quality, really unique. The displays make it clear.
You know, this really is very good.
If I can set up a portable display and prove to you that it will sell, will you find me some shelf space?
See what he just did? He played on his mild interest to ask a leading question. He's trying to close.
You know, that salesman did a good job in that he did listen to what that customer finally sort of confided in terms of the import market and then closed on it.
It's frustrating, you know. You gotta keep digging, but you can't argue.
Oh, as soon as you start arguing or become threatening, that customer's going to clam up and you're not going to get any information.
Do you notice that our salesperson here used a very definite pause?
Mm-hmm.
It's very clever, you know, if you think about it. The pause implies another questioning technique because you're looking for more information.
So many salespeople think to sell is just talking, but you're forcing the customer to talk by just pausing, and you just don't say anything for 20 seconds. Seems like an eternity, but just keep your mouth shut. Don't say a word.
Chuck, if I can just bring it down to the basics. Many years ago, you said, when you talk, you teach. When you listen, you learn.
Mellow music time, 10:30.
Flo! Hi, it's Kay. It's Kay. You're never going to believe this. I was just looking through a back issue of Manufacturer's News. Listen, 5 years ago, Dryfic had some serious problems. About the same time, Andrew Scott installed a new payroll system. AccuPay. That's the company that went down the tubes. Andrew lost the whole employee payroll system. He almost lost his vice presidency. Yeah, that's right. He's concerned with our solvency, and we don't have the same trouble at all. But he was afraid he did. That was the objection. Well, now we know what it is, and we can answer it. Okay. Okay. Tomorrow morning.
You see, there, she did it. She did her homework. She was persistent, she stuck with it, and the clue was in the objection itself.
Well, it showed you that extra step, persistence. Isn't that the key?
How many of the salespeople do you know that would have given up long before this?
Oh.
And she hung in there, found out, dug, asked a lot of questions, and she's turning the whole sale around right now.
Yeah.
Well, how about some lunch?
Wonderful. And I'm really glad this has all worked out.
You know, you people solved a big problem for me. I had a bad time with another payroll system in the past. It's kind of an embarrassing story.
You see, I'd like to point out that all these various objections had at least one thing in common. The secret to overcoming the objection was hidden within the customer himself.
You know, one of the things we've seen is a lot about objections, and I think that maybe we should take a moment to summarize.
Well, Mr. Scott, I think I've covered everything. How do you feel about our proposal?
Our company has a top quality pure soft leather. I'm always afraid to present it because of the price.
Risky? What do you mean by that?
We look for price. We look for steady suppliers, no glitches. We look for ad campaign tie-ins.
If I can set up a portable display and prove to you it will sell, will you find me some shelf space?
The extra step, desire, persistence, Those are the things that are necessary to overcome objections.
We've been talking about do's and don'ts, and they're important. But if you think about the big picture, objections are positive. They're something that's going to lead you to the conclusion of the sale. And you need to look at them in that kind of a light. It really is an information exchange.
Absolutely. We mentioned so many times empathy. And to me, empathy is looking at it from the customer's point of view, but even more important, it's talking in his language that he understands, that he can relate to.
Just as a reminder, you shouldn't be afraid of objections. It leads to closing, but that's another story.